Alright, so what I want to show you is how I build one of my favourite little utility knives. Mostly I use it for just plinking around throwing, but anyway, it's very simple, very quick, just made from old large nails such as that. First thing I'm going to do is actually just straighten it up. Get some heat into it, get a nice red or yellow, and just straighten it out. Alright, so I got it basically, can't even see that, got it basically straight. Next piece I'm going to do is the actual, the handle section, which is going to be where the head of the nail is. I'm going to heat that up nice and hot. Running a coal forge or charcoal, you need to keep the outside of the forge wetted down, or you end up with more heat, more fire than you can deal with. I only need a little bit in the middle to work. So periodically I'll just go around and put a bit of water on the outside. That's probably hot enough already. Alright, that's actually about all I want with the handle. Go down to about here, and then I'll start doing the blade section. So I've got to heat that up again. Alright, handle section's done, and I'll start working on the blade. Just a little bit more, want just a little bit more thinness on the blade, and then I'll actually start working the edge. That's probably the hardest part, or the trickiest part, is how you work the edge when you're making a knife in a forge. The way most knife makers make a knife is that they basically grind down a piece of stock, but if you're forging it, you're going to do a lot of that work with the hammer. Alright, so I've got that roughed out, a rough blade, and now I'm going to work on the edge, and I'm going to show you that close up on the anvil, because that's probably, the trick is you need some more detail. So I'm going to move the camera over here. Okay, can you see the anvil? Yep, that should work. So when you're actually doing the actual edge section, when you're you're doing the actual edge section, you probably don't want as much heat, because when you're working with mild steel that you've been forging, you're actually work hardening it a little bit. So while I'm doing the edge, I'm going to use a little bit of heat at first. Then I'm going to, when I finish it off and get the blade as close as possible to, the edge as close as possible to done, I'm going to start using a little tiny hammer and just tap on the edge. Right now, a little bit of heat, and I'm going to use the ball of the hammer, one side and another, hitting right on the edge that's going to be the blade, the blade section. So you'll notice the blade is starting to bend, so periodically I'm going to straighten that. And to straighten it, I am going to need to use heat. Unless you want the bend. So hopefully you can see that. That side is going to be a lot thicker than what the edge side is. Just working it down a little bit at a time. Okay. Now I'm ready to start working with a smaller hammer in a cold steel. So if I want to put any more of if I need to straighten that blade up any more or do any other major movements in the blade, I'm going to want to heat the steel. But for now, I'm still working on this edge, and I'm wanting to start putting a finer edge on it to save me some grinding. That's what this is about. trick is here, I'm just hitting on the very edge of the blade. Now the steel's not cold, of course, but it's not red hot either. So I'm actually getting a certain amount of work hardening in that. The only time I'll straighten up the blade is if you know, it starts to get a little bit too out of shape, and then I just strike, you know, on the actual blade section itself. I don't know if you can see that or not, but see if that's in the light. That edge, the actual, what's going to be the cutting edge, is much thinner than the back of the knife. See, I'm about done. About that. Now I've got to go over and get the grinder and grind that down, or you could use a file. I'm going to cool it off a bit first. I'm not going to bother putting any hardening into that, but if I wanted to, I could heat that up again, get it to a nice yellow hot, and then quench it, and that would add a little bit of hardness to the blade, which is fairly handy. And even though, like, an old nail is mild steel, you can get some gain in hardness by quenching it. Okay, so next thing you want to do, like I said, I would normally just use a grinder, but take it down to the file. Serrated, that'll come off with a bit of sharpening. So, already got a usable edge. Not quite as straight as I'd like, but I could have changed that, but good enough for now. I just need to put a crude handle on it, sharpen up a little bit more. And how I normally do this is just a piece of paracord or other, you know, strong cordage. I wrap it around very tightly. There, go around, back through. I hope you can see that. Loops around and back through. And then I just burn that off and get a little nub of paracord so that it can't come undone. Okay, there you have it. Crude yet effective utilitarian knife built in the forge out of a nail. Just needs to be sharpened up a bit more. And there's my collection of others.